What's going on, guys? This is Atlas, and today I'm going to talk about the environment and environmentalist, kinda, sorta. I mean, imagine being on your island one day, living with your people, in paradise, really, and all of a sudden this man comes with this army behind him, and they want to conduct these experiments. So they take you and your people, and move you to a nearby surrounding island, right? And there's 23 islands around this island I'm speaking of, which is part of the Marshall Islands, Bikini Atoll. I don't know if you've ever heard of it or not. If not, you need to look into it. But anyway, they do that because they want to conduct some tests, right? Well, these natives have no idea what these tests are and what they can do to the environment. So anyway, they conduct these tests, and we ended up calling these natives savages and stuff. And we're the ones that did this to them, ruin their livelihoods, as what's your name put it. And it's disgusting, as I always say. Apparently a lot of stuff's disgusting that I talk about. Anyway, on July 1st, 1946, the U.S. conducted the first nuclear test after World War II. The explosion took place at Bikini Atoll, situated at the Marshall Islands in the Pacific Ocean. This test was called Able, and was the first of a series of 67 tests in the atoll. 67 tests. I believe they said they were setting off one nuclear explosion a month for however many years, is how I believe they said it. Anyway, yeah. And the second U.S. nuclear test, over 1,000 to follow. Of over 1,000 to follow, excuse me. Over 1,000. The main aim of this test was to test the effects of nuclear weapons on ships. The test was also used to investigate the effects of nuclear explosions on living beings. This test was done at a high altitude, mind you. 57 animals were placed on the targeted ships, of which roughly a third died directly from the blast or from lethal radiation doses. You know, I'm aware we have these treaties signed by various countries and nations, you know. Some have signed and some haven't, against nuclear testing nowadays. But I just wanted to tell you all about this story, just in case you haven't heard of it, of what we went and did to these so-called savages. I think we're the savages to go and perpetrate that on other human beings in their place of inhabitant. Anyways, still to this day, parts of the Marshall Islands remain more radioactive than Chernobyl. And Wikipedia will not tell you this. I believe it says nobody's living there. It said something like it had 100 people living there at some point in the near past, and that they took them off because it was so radioactive. But I also saw somewhere that these people moved back from that island to Bikini Atoll, and they're still living there to this day, and they have all kinds of diseases, and they're just ate up with radiation, and having a clue really what's going on. I mean, they don't know about radiation. We didn't know about radiation. That's why we were doing the test. We still don't know much about radiation. I mean, we know more than we did because we did these sick tests, but yeah. Alright, yeah. Don't even get me started on nuclear power plant meltdowns. I mean, we have 3 Mile Island. We have Chernobyl. We have the latest of which, Fukushima, which is still leaking radiation, toxic radiation, into the Pacific to this day. I mean, yum. I just love that rad meat. I love radiation in my seafood. It's amazing. I mean, now it's a disaster. I don't know why we're still not talking about that to this day. Like I said, it's still causing issues and still will be for many years to come. I mean, look at Chernobyl. Then you have all of these big corporations dumping toxic waste wherever they can. Shall we even bring up Monsanto? With their products like Roundup, which I like to call Agent Orange's little sister. Oh yeah, speaking of Agent Orange, well, let's not get into that. This video could end up being hours and hours long, talking about the crazy, despicable stuff we perpetrated on mankind and on our own environment that the government's done and whatnot. But yeah, could go on and on and on. Yet you guys continue to protest against everyday people. Stand in the middle of the frickin' road and block people from getting to work while they sit there with their engines running. Just how is that protecting the environment? I mean, that's crazy. I'm all for saving the environment and whatnot. Doing whatever we can to protect it. But I mean, you guys are just crazy. You're going about this the wrong way. You're making people hate you. Anyway, that's all I wanted to touch down on today. I wanted to make a fairly short video. It's been about 2 weeks now, I believe. Anyway, guys, you have a good Sunday evening. Take care. This is Atlas. Godspeed.